Hey gamers, it's G from the corner. Now, I am not the biggest Splatoon fan in the world, I'll admit. I like the series a good amount, but it's not my favorite Nintendo franchise. However, you know, I've got a lot of friends who are big into Splatoon, and we've all been very eager around the Splatoon 3 sort of hype and post-launch cycle. We did a discussion back in September, and I'm probably going to talk about it more as we approach the end of its free content updates, but, you know, I was very curious for the longest time about Splatoon 3's paid DLC campaign. They confirmed that we were going to get something like this in the August 2022 Splatoon 3 Direct, and, you know, ever since the reveal, I've been like, what's it going to be? What is this side order? You know, obviously side order, you know, Splatfest and Splatoon 2 ended with Team Chaos winning over Team Order, so we got, you know, a kind of chaotic, not really that chaotic, but somewhat chaotic Splatoon 3 thematic identity, while the Order went to play the role in the DLC campaign. So I was very interested in checking out the DLC campaign, but I'd actually never played Splatoon 2's DLC campaign, Octo expansion. So I thought, why not? Nintendo, twice in the past now, has been like, hey, you guys like Splatoon, right? You guys like Splatoon campaigns? Here's a new, wacky, different Splatoon campaign that we're going to charge you extra money for. And it's going to come out after launch. Which one is better? Which time did they really knock it out of the park? I've played through both of these for the first time in the last month, Octo expansion at the start of the month, and Side Order very recently as it has just released, and I think it's time I pit them head to head, you know? Which one is better? Which is the better bang for your buck? Which would I recommend if you have not played neither and own both games? Let's get into it, starting with Octo expansion Splatoon 2. So Splatoon 2's Octo expansion is a very interesting side campaign. Basically, in Splatoon 1, people uncovered that Octolings, these kind of octopus inklings that were in the campaign, were being tested as playable characters with their own squid form, their own designs, own special animations, everything, right? This never surfaced in Splatoon 1, but come Splatoon 2, we find out you're getting a DLC campaign where you can actually play as Octolings, and after beating it, you'll be able to unlock them in the main campaign. The Octo expansion, they called it. In this campaign, you take control of Agent 8. They keep calling all the Splatoon kids agents, so sure, why not? You're Agent 8. You're stuck in a weird underground subway. Time to get out of here, you know? Let's go hang out with the fun squiddos in the cool city where we do the shooty paintball matches for money. And to do so, you're going to trap down there a few other people. Captain Cuttlefish, the old man from Splatoon 1's campaign, is alive and well, still over here. You know, so why not? Let's get the heck out of here. You got a few missions to clear first, though. You know, you're going to be traveling the lines, going through a bunch of different side missions than you normally would. These missions will cost bus fares to get into and will have different conditions than you would normally see in Splatoon campaigns up until that point. Stuff like, oh, push a ball to the goal. If you lose the ball, you die. Don't shoot any ink. Only have sub-weapons. Clear out enemies until they destroy a thing. Very experimental stuff, and I gotta say, I really like it. I think it's a it's great, honestly. They're very challenging, these missions. I will be real. More challenging than any Splatoon campaign, even in Splatoon 3. Some of these stages, I'll be honest, guys, when I played through it, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it, guys. I gotta skip through. I used one or two skips as I played through the Octo expansion campaign. But, wow, like, very creative level designs. I really like the levels in Octo expansion, honestly. Them being challenging also adds to it quite a bit. You know, being challenged, it kind of engaged me more with the campaign than I probably would have otherwise. You know, there's 80 stages here, and a lot of them are actually pretty challenging. It expects you to have beaten the Splatoon 2 campaign before you get into this. So, you know, it's fair to up the ante a little bit. I think that's a great way, you know, making these games that, while, you know, targeted for everybody, do also have the younger audiences in mind, you know, giving the base campaigns that lesser challenge than what you'll find in paid expansions for people who, you know, want to get more out of it, clearly already like the game, and are older and have more spending money. I like it. It's great stuff, honestly. It's very good. Octo expansions, stages, you know, thematically, it's a lot of what you'd see in Splatoon's regular story mode, just a lot darker. Everything's dark. All the stages are nighttime because you're in a murky subway station, even though you still get warped over to random Splatoon locations that look like Splatoon. I don't think there's any upgrades you can get. I'm pretty sure there's no upgrades. It's more so about just getting loadouts and working with those loadouts. Some stages will get crazy and they'll be like, you have to find a weapon as you progress. There were some towards the end that got pretty crazy. The bosses, the real quick last thing, the bosses are not that interesting because, you see, they just reuse the bosses from Splatoon 2 but give them new recolors and make them harder. It's the Kirby way of adding difficulty to bosses or adding extra bosses, but I don't really like it. It's kind of, you know, I'm paying more for this DLC. I should be getting more bosses, but whatever. I guess it's just an expansion of the first game anyway, so sure, why not? And some people didn't even finish Splatoon 2's campaign, so they probably don't even recognize a lot of them. You did it, guys. You beat us, but the final fight is, oh, baby, the final fight is crazy. Absolutely insane. Just crazy, crazy stuff. I really like the final fight in this game. It's honestly super fun. It's just this grind around this Statue of Liberty missile thing that's going to nuke the world, and you know, it's very intense, very exciting. I will say it somewhat makes up for the fact that there weren't any original bosses in the campaign until that point. But yeah, no, despite that in general, the level design's still great. Everything's still great about Octo expansion. It's got good challenge, good levels, interesting variety. You know, so bosses, but it's fun, and hey, it also unlocks Octolings for the main campaign. So there's some extra goodness to the purchase there. You know, it's $20 American, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, if that's what you feel like getting, if you got Splatoon 2 sitting around and you haven't played the expansion yet for whatever reason, then it's a recommendation. Now, on the other hand, we have Side Order. Oh, man, Side Order. Okay, so this was first announced. I'm expecting just another Splatoon campaign, but then my friends mentioned to me after I already started working on this video that, hey, G-Corner, man, Side Order is going to be a roguelike. Now, I hate roguelikes. I'm going to be blunt with you guys. I am so bad at them. I've been tricked into buying 2 Shovel Knight spin-offs that were roguelikes. I did not know how that... I don't know how that happened. I just didn't... I thought they were just puzzle and platformer games, but I guess not. I'm just not good at them. I'll play a stage, and then, you know, I'll be like, let's just chill, casually play it, and then I die, and then I have to get sent back to the start. And it's like... I don't know. You know, if they're easy roguelikes, like... Oh, goodness, if you even count this as such, the Kirby Fighters 2 roguelike mode, then, okay, obviously it doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to be dying in that anyway, but, you know... A Splatoon roguelike, I'm already not that good at Splatoon. I'm going to get my butt kicked. I'm barely going to make it anywhere in this campaign. And yeah, guys, I'm going to be honest, the most I've made it is the 19th floor. I've seen the rest through videos and through watching my friends play it. So I have a good sense of judgment here. I can judge that even though this mode isn't 100% for me, there is still a lot here. A lot of merit, all right? Here, let me get my complaints out of the way first. The stage variety. So instead of being, you know, campaign levels, these are all these are all gauntlets. You're thrown into an area, big platform, with either you have to control a splat zone for a certain amount of time, you have to push a payload, you have to get the 8 ball to the goal, or you just have to kill enemy spawners, you know? One of those 4 things, there's probably a few others that I'm forgetting, in a handful of just small, self-contained arenas. I think these are obviously nowhere near as well designed as the levels in something like any of the other Splatoon campaigns, but that's not what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be enemy gauntlets because this is a roguelike where it's about getting to the top, getting through everything as quickly as possible. I've seen some of my friends clear floors in 10 seconds. I was hanging out at a friend's place the other day, walked over to get some water, came back, he cleared 2 floors in like the minute I was gone. It was crazy, man. All right, this mode gets nuts. All right, the way it works, it's a roguelike, so, you know, you start out with the basic stats, and then as you progress each floor, you can pick a different upgrade to get on your weapon, and man, oh man, some of these upgrades. All right, here, just to give you an example, my friend played a charger run while I was over at his place, and he kept getting Ink Saver, which allows him to save on refilling, and Quick Charge. Sniper, the charge weapon, it obviously requires you to charge up and shoot like a sniper rifle. But now he was able to just shoot fully charged shots instantaneously and literally never ran out of ink. His the little meter for much ink you need to use your sub weapon was literally at the bottom of the ink tank, okay? Like, he could just spam his bombs like crazy. It was insane. It was intense. It was amazing, quite frankly. I thought it was sick. And, like, obviously, I'm not that good at the game to get enough of the upgrades properly and play. I mean, I'm sure it's not that hard, but, like, the way that everybody's been maneuvering to get these specific pallets, which is how the system works, it's crazy. I didn't talk about it in the last segment of the video, but there were these mem cake collectibles, which are kind of like these erasers that you can get in Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. They're not here. Instead, you have lockers that after you progress to a certain... If you fight bosses with different weapons, you will get a key. That key will open a door for a locker that'll either get you a new weapon set or some other goodie that you could use back in the main game. There's also a guy who allows you to trade coins that you've acquired by just playing the mode, for items for your locker, and also you could talk to Marina, because, oh yeah, Pearl and Marina are here now. The whole plot of this game is that you, on your way to Inkopolis Square, have been sucked into some digital metaverse, memverse is what she called it. You get sucked into it, and you now have to ascend the Tower of Order, so to speak, to save everybody from getting possessed in the game, because if you get possessed in the game, you get possessed in real life. Oh boy, oh gee. There's new bosses in this one, by the way. Octo expansion didn't have new bosses, but the bosses here are great. I love this Tornado Tower. I love the Agent 4 fight. I love the ball. The ball is really fun. I really like the ball fight. Good bosses all around. The final boss is nowhere near as intense as the Splatoon 2 one. But he does talk like he's a Discord user, so I think that was very funny and a clever move on the Splatoon team's part. Overall, it's a pretty solid expansion. I'm surprised to see how much my friends have played it, because it's really short, all things considered. You just play a run of 30 floors, and that's it, you're done. But, there's still, replayability there. You want to go back, you want to see how well you can do, you want to see what other weapons play like, you want to unlock all the lockers, which requires you to play multiple times. There's a lot to do to 100% it. It's a lot of repetition, but if you're into that sort of thing, then I think you're going to love this campaign. It's more expensive because it actually comes with the original plaza from Splatoon 1. For some reason, they treated it as like it's an expansion pass that had like 2 separate parts to the DLC. There's the Inkopolis Plaza that released the month they announced it, and then this came out literally a year later. So I bought this thing like a year ago. It only got the basically $5 Plaza expansion at the moment. I don't know, it's really weird. You actually also get the Splatoon 2 Plaza for clearing this, so you could choose any of the 3 plazas. This really feels like they're building the definitive Splatoon game with Splatoon 3, but that is most certainly a topic for another video, a much bigger topic, that's for sure. So yeah, all in all, which campaign is better? Which one outdid the other? I'm gonna have to give it to Octo Expansion, personally speaking. Now, I like solid campaigns. That's my thing. I like solid, sit down, play through, enjoy campaigns. Alright, roguelikes are just hard for me to get into, man. I'm not that good at them. It requires a lot of skill and focus from me to actually progress and do well in a roguelike. And that I didn't have it for Splatoon 3 Side Order. Maybe I'll come back in a few weeks and be like, I beat it, Side Order's better. But I'm going to be honest, right now, I'd give the edge to Splatoon 2, especially since it's cheaper and you can get it on the expansion pass for NSO. Splatoon 3's artificially is more expensive. I'm going to be honest, there is no reason for it to be more expensive. It is simply more expensive because they included the plaza as a bonus and acted like it was a big deal, even though you literally get another plaza with this update. It's ridiculous, honestly. But, it's not like crazy expensive or anything. It's still $30, which I think for a small digital they would have charged, if they sold Side Order on its own, which honestly, I think they should. This is a pretty easy solo thing. You could probably market it to people who played Splatoon 2, like the campaign, don't want to buy Splatoon 3 though, but still we're interested in that roguelike mode. I don't know though. I don't know, it was a very interesting experiment, and, I'm hoping that maybe in the future we get another roguelike like this, just to maybe give it another shot. Maybe I need more of a chance. I need to give it more a chance, open my horizons, broaden my tastes, and maybe I'll eventually love Side Order, but for now, I'm going to give the edge to Octo Expansion. But really, pick up whichever one suits you, or buy them both. I don't really care. I'm not Nintendo. I don't need you to buy this to support my company. I'm just sitting here enjoying my Splatoon campaigns, and actually, after I record this, I'm going to go check out the new season that just dropped. We got a new airport stage, new salmon run stage, and tons of new weapons. It's the penultimate Splatoon 3 season, so happy splatting, everybody, and keep yourselves cornered for some more Splatoon gaming Nintendo goodness very soon. Bye-bye.